What's up, people? It's your boy Jatuan. I'm here today in Kerbal Space Program. Now, I was gonna play with some different configurations for things and stuff, but unfortunately, as you can see here, we're having a bit of a problem once again. I'm guessing one of the newest updates to the game kind of broke some things in Fire Spitter. So you know what? Today we're gonna lean back towards stock. And since we haven't done anything stock in a long, kind of a while, I've been designing a few really nice stock aircraft, and these aircraft are built for long-range missions, and these would probably be liked more by the military-minded of people. And it can also ferry an aircraft to the upper atmosphere if you so needed it to do so. But as you can see here, this isn't going to work for us. So let's take you back to our first stock aircraft of the day. And this one's going to be a little bit, well, reminiscent of some people's childhood. We're going to act like we're going to run this into the air and cut! In case you're wondering, he survived. Alright, so here we are for first stock aircraft of the day. And this one is really just a flying house. Because on Facebook someone had mentioned that they had tried to make a flying Snoopy doghouse. So I decided to try to make my own Snoopy doghouse and ran into quite a few interesting problems, but I think I have them all sorted out. So let's go ahead and on a quick EVA. This is Snoopy Kerman, because why would you not have Snoopy? Alright, so let's get Snoopy into his seat here on top of his house. Turn everything down here. Let's take a look at what we have. We have two Panther engines, a bit of fuel inside here. You'll see we have our control surfaces, our tail, everything in here that should make this thing fly. First thing we got to do is get rid of this. So, boosh. Holy crap, that was awesome. Snoopy would be proud. And let's get this bird off the ground, or house. And we are airborne. Let's take a look at the aerodynamic forces we're fighting against right now. Now, you can see right here, we have a lot of drag from the flat parts facing into the wind. So, prograde all that drag, I needed the Panthers to overcome that. I could probably have gotten away with the Weasleys, but I decided to use the Panthers because the thrust vectoring is fantastic. And let's make sure that Snoopy has all the maneuvering he has available that he needs to take down the Red Baron, because that Red Baron is a son of a bitch. He's a bastard. Alright, so it looks to me like this aircraft could easily take down the Red Baron. I'm pretty sure the Red Baron could not do any of those moves that we're putting on it right now. So let's do a quick turn. Look at that. Red Baron, bring it! It was the Red Baron, wasn't it? Or am I just talking out of false memories? That's my memory finally going on me. Alright. Well, Snoopy's house is quite flyable. I'm not sure what type of thrust he had in his little doghouse, and I'm pretty sure that little red doghouse probably shouldn't have been as maneuverable as it was. It was red, wasn't it? Am I just remembering Snoopy's doghouse all wrong? It's been so long since I've looked at that doghouse. I know Snoopy on top of our doghouse is doing absolutely fantastic. We're going to come in for a landing and see if we can land this. Alright, Snoop. Snoop Doggy Dog. Just get a little bit of speed going up here. A little bit of turning. A little bit of gears down. And we're going to try to do a little bit of a landing. I got to have enough speed so that I can maneuver. There we go. Just enough. Just enough. Alright, here we go. We're coming in for a nice, easy landing. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Killing all of our thrust. Leaning back. Pulling. Using all of our drag we have available. We have a safe touchdown. And now we just need brakes. Gentle application of our brakes. in a quick tapping fashion because our wheels are kind of centered here. and it will throw us all forward, as you can see there. And we are landed. Snoopy is quite happy, as Snoopy would be, flying his house around. A successful mission complete. So let's jump on into stock aircraft number 2. Alright, so up here next is our Excelsior class long-range launch craft or bomber, whichever you wanted to use it for. As you can see in the front here, we have a bit of an angle up on our wings, on our control surfaces up front, our little winglets, and a slight gliding roll down. It looks beautiful the way it came out though. And we have this little funky tail as well back there, just to kind of decrease our drag as we can. And this ends up giving you this beautiful looking aircraft that can actually cruise around Mach 1 with those ramjets, those ramjet engines. I happen to forget the name of them. Oh, let's see. The Whiplash, the JX4 Whiplash. Let's go ahead and kick on our SAS. We're not going to need all the speed. Right around 50 meters per second, this aircraft can lift off the ground, so it doesn't take very much. With all this lift, we can get away with a lot. Here we go. We are up and out. So let's go ahead and see if we can do a quick maneuver right here. Oh yeah. If you're going to have something like this, you should have maneuverability like a son of a gun. There's no reason to not have that type of maneuverability with an aircraft like this. So let's go ahead and show you everything that we have going on here. Now, we don't have very much body lift, which would be cyan. We have our wing lift going on there, and with the blue, the yellow being our lift from our control surfaces, and red, of course, being our drag. So let's see how we fare when we do some low-speed maneuvers here. You can see right now, looking pretty good. Even with our drop tank still on, we are still looking really good with our maneuvers. Handles like a dream, even on the spin, and it acts like I have an SAS on there. It is not. There's no SAS on here. It has the normal torque from the cockpits, and you can see here it handles fantastic. Let's go ahead and pull this down here. We're going to drop our tanks. Maybe we'll hit something. I doubt so. We let those go. We'll see what happens. It's coming in. It's coming in. Oh no! Everybody in there is probably saying a little prayer right now. Alright, with those gone, we gained a bit more maneuverability, and we actually can pick up a bit more speed. Let's go ahead and kick on our main engines here, our ramjets, and let's pick some speed up real quick. And we're going to go higher into the atmosphere as well to let this thing just burn itself nice and clean. And let's give you a nice little profile picture of this thing. That is how it looks. Nice, gentle, sweeping curves for this jet. This jet, bomber, plane, whatever you want to use it as, it is beautiful. Here's our cargo bay right here, open. There you go. And once again, everything is tucked away nice and sleek, keeping the aircraft as small, the profile as small as possible. We can go ahead and kill this engine here, and then we can flatten ourselves out, and we'll cruise well over Mach 1. As you can see up here from Kerbal Engineer, showing us our different Mach specs, we are cruising at 400 meters per second. Getting even better. I don't know what the top speed's going to end up being, but over Mach 1 is pretty good for an aircraft like this. So let's get it up higher. Let's see how fast we can go, because we have plenty of lift. We just need that thrust. We just need our thrust to keep pushing. Oh man, 500 meters per second. Easily cruising to 600 meters per second. This is what you need, and this is complete stock, beautiful design. We're at 600 meters per second, Mach 2, and still accelerating beautifully. The handles on this bird is ridiculous, and this is just Excelsior 1. Excelsior 2 is coming up next, and you'll see there's a big difference between the two. It's a little bigger, and it still has the same capabilities. We are going to cruise on to 900 meters per second. I think we're going to actually push 1,000. We're at Mach 3 right now. This is This is what I like to see in an aircraft. This right here. With a few tweaks, it could probably be used for re-entry. Because right now, I doubt it would survive. We are going to push. Can we push Mach 4? I think we are. I think we're going to get Mach 4. And there it is, Mach 4. So this aircraft has just fantastic capabilities. And I do believe, we're almost at 1,300 meters per second. I do believe that this could be turned into an SSTO. I just would have to do a little bit of tweaking to make it work properly. And we're climbing and eking out. We're almost at there it is, 1,300 meters per second. Mach 4.44. And we are still not overheating. This thing just handled all that like it was nothing, which is fantastic. Let's do a little spin. Yes, and that control is evident right now, even though we're upside down. Let's get that back upside right there. There we go. And this thing is cruising near the edge of the Atmo. So clearly this design, like I said, I've been working on this design all weekend, and I really liked how it was coming out, and I've had a really good feeling like it would be a strong performer for me. And I did not know it would perform this well. Let's jump back and show you Excelsior 2. Alright, so ignoring the abilities to have the drop tanks, I wanted to have more ability to carry more things. That being said, I have Excelsior 2, which has 3 cargo bays, which is beautiful in case you have 3 of something you want to either drop and destroy things underneath, or 3 satellites you want to put up. So this one actually works out really well for me, and I don't have to worry about those drop tanks. Once again, it has the same design, and it is able to do a low speed 50 meters per second liftoff, which gives you this entirely stock aircraft that handles like a freaking dream. There we are off the ground, lifting up, cutting over, and we're going to start to cut this wheel, the wing, or cut everything over sharp. I was going to say joystick, but I realized I wasn't using a joystick. And handles like a freaking dream. Once again, cutting straight back over. And we're going to see how well this bird works. We're going to take her up high and see if we can get the same speeds. Have not tested out the top speeds of these things because I was working so much on the low speed maneuverability, the high speed maneuverability, and I never really took it up to full speed because I had figured that it was going to blow up if it went too high. And this one actually has no oxidizer on it. I took all the oxidizer out. So I can't really take it into orbit unless I throw some nuke engines on there. And I don't want to right now. I'm pretty sure once I throw those nuke engines on there, it's not going to perform as well. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and kick on our ramjets. We need to get high. Into the air. Flying. Flying. Drugs are bad, okay? Wait till they're legal at least. Okay, so going upwards, we're going to take this one up, see how fast it goes, loop it back around, and then land it somewhere. Does this sound good to you? Sounds good to me. Alright. Game plan, let's rock. Alright. So, right off the bat, you can see it doesn't have the same get up and go as version 1. But it is able to still get up and go pretty well. These add on a significant amount of weight, but they also allow me to maneuver a lot better at higher speeds and even lower speeds. So this one actually is more maneuverable than Excelsior 1, but Excelsior 2 can carry, well, 2 additional cargo bays that can carry quite a bit more. So that increase is definitely worth the trouble. So, well, let's see what we can do for a high speed, and I guess I'll be right back once we get it up to high speed, because I don't want to torture y'all with having to wait and watch this one. This is actually my second time recording it. I recorded it the first time with the mic off. Yay, me. Alright, so we are still climbing and we're about to flatten it out because I think we're almost coming up to our cap on our engines. For our thrust versus altitude. And what we're going to do is continue to very gently flatten ourselves back out. Alright, so we're at 300 for our thrust. Now, I got dog hair in my mouth. That's disgusting. Thank you. Thank you, Scarlett. It's rough when you use a dog as a pillow. She curled up underneath my head. It wasn't my fault. Alright, so you can see right now, we are still cruising. It took us a lot longer, a lot more fuel, but we are still cruising up here. We are at trying to gently nuzzle ourselves to keep our performance coming from our engines. But we are over 1,000 meters per second going, and we are at Mach 3.7, cruising up to 4. And this aircraft performs just as well as version 1, which is fantastic. And we also have a satellite dish that's tucked inside and protected, but we do have everything we need for a flight outside of the atmosphere, with the exception of the engines and the oxidizer. Of course, once again, you can use the nuke engines. But let's take a look at our heat overlay. This would be our main problem, is that we have a lot of heat going on. And if you take a look at our aerodynamics overlay, we have a beautiful thing that we have going on right now. Is everything is still extremely well balanced, which is just fantastic. We don't have our same top speed. As you can see here, we are currently at 1,200 meters per second. So it is not bad, and it could definitely do a lot better. We're going to try to land this bird somewhere. So let's go ahead and pick somewhere and land. I think where I'm going right now is not going to have anywhere for me to do so. So let's quickly loop this back around. It's not going to like me when I do this. Let's watch the aerodynamic forces when I do this. Oh my god. If this was fair, it would have blown itself apart. Keep going. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. You got it. Oh, Lord, that is vicious. That's amazing, though. Alright, so we're going to land it somewhere on the land, and I want to test out landing an emergency landing without there being any stable ground, any real ground to land on. So let's take this out for a try and see what happens once we get back to land. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. Is we're going to come in diving hard, and we're going to cut off our ramjets. We're going to zero throttle, come over here, flatten ourselves out, dive down. All these high G maneuvers are not good for the stomach. Alright, here we go. We're going to reverse our thrust on our Weasleys, and we're going to gear down a bit. In a little bit. In a little bit, we're going to gear down. Calm down. Calm down. Not yet. We're going to have to bring all this back up, because I need to get to my brakes so we can get rid of our nav ball. I really don't use my nav ball unless I need to line something up, or unless I'm flying a craft and I'm having a lot of trouble determining where up and down is, or if I am level or not. But this aircraft flies so beautifully that I don't really concern myself with it yet. So let's go ahead and full reverse throttle here. And now we're going to hit our brakes in a few seconds. Alright, brakes are out, gears down. Alright, so I can see right now my horizontal speed is dropping, plummeting. Plummeting is a better term for what it is currently doing. Because it's currently dropping really, really fast. And we need to go ahead and... there we go. Slow it down some more. Alright, 50 meters per second. Nice glide going on. Brakes off. Nice, gentle, easy touchdown. Alright. Full throttle reverse. Brakes are go. Engine's dead. Beautiful landing on this hill. No problem at all. Alright, so this aircraft is all sorts of BA. Not a ton of fuel that it has, but it does work pretty well. Now here's something else I've noticed is that if you go to here, before I was having some trouble because I was able to see Jebs and the cockpit through everything, and that was kind of frustrating, but now it seems to only be happening on certain body parts. So it looks like for the most part you're not going to see it going through a lot of the fuselages, which is exactly kind of what I was wanting. So it's a lot better, and I think this looks a lot cleaner than anything else. So the other good thing about this aircraft is if we change our camera to over here, if we open this up, in here we have stored away a satellite dish, and we have also stored away a probe core. This means we don't need our pilot to fly. We can, if our pilot happens to black out, or our pilot happens to, say, jump out while we're in the middle of flight. Well, we can test that real quick. We should be able to continue going without any trouble, and we're just going to see if we can lift off from here. It's going to be a little interesting. Alright, watching my speeds, lifting, nose up, and we're good. Gear up. Jeb's like, oh man, did you see that? I left my snacks. Wait, I want my snacks. My snacks. We can fly back and say, Jeb, you ignoramus, what are you doing? Is he going to survive? Did he survive? He survived that. Well, let's go and pick him back up then. If he survived that, that's pretty awesome. Let's gear down. Reverse. Brakes. Alright. Jeb, we're coming back for you. Alright. Full reverse. And oh god, oh god, oh god. Mistakes were made. Oops. As Jeb looks on like, why? Why did you do that? I was a little too confident in my own flying abilities. Oh, well. Oops! I'm sorry, Jeb. Alright, so Jeb has finally completed his long walk back to base. And we've thrown him in Egyptiana. Egyptiana is a craft that I made for Jeb to relax and have some fun in. Because, well, I crash and kill him so often that he deserves the break. And this aircraft is more than capable of giving him that bit of a break and a lot of fun that he should be having. It performs like it has a panther strapped on the back there, except for it doesn't. It has a Weasley, which it's able to utilize most effectively using the wing to store all the fuel, giving us a nice balanced aircraft here and a ton of flying ability. I actually have to fly this with caps lock on because it has so much flight and agility to it that it kind of sometimes throws me off because I don't expect it to be able to do the things that it does. Like this right here, I wouldn't I wouldn't expect that. There is no SAS on this one, just the normal torque from this craft. So that being said, it is able to do some funky maneuvers without needing too much finagling to it. You see right there, now we're coming back down and we can pull out of that already. So this one is really extremely well balanced. It can have an extremely low, it has a really low stall speed. and it is able to recover almost everything because the lift is ridiculous on this beast. So let's go ahead and I can do what I feel like I can do whatever I want. Once again, completely stock. Let's give you a look at the lift on this one. And once we start to, that drag disappears almost immediately. So it is able to handle itself so beautifully that it will actually make you second guess yourselves. That's what I always do. I second guess. I'm always like, I can do anything, and then I crash. So this one, once again, is in my stock aircraft, and oh man, that was awesome. And I really enjoy flying this one. This one I built just to see how bad of an airplane I could build. And this one takes the cake because it is ridiculously maneuverable and handles itself beyond anything I would have expected it to be able to do, which is fantastic. But I'm going to get on out of here. If you like what you're seeing, hit that like button, drop me in a comment. Let's see what this looks like with this maneuver real quick. Drop me in a comment. Let me know what you think. And I hope to catch you guys in the next video. Wow. And then we take it straight. Back it over. Back it over. I love this airplane. I love this airplane. It's ridiculous. Oh my god. That is awesome. Okay, I'm out of here. Superboy Jatwine, I'm out. Peace. It's just freaking ridiculous. It just goes up the stall, falls back, flips down, and it handles like I would expect an airplane to handle like this. But, of course, I get to fly it in Kerbal Space Program instead of in real life. But oh well, that's life for you. Yes. Peace. Look at it. Look at that bright yellow. What's going to happen is the question. Now, if this was Eve, I'd probably get a lot better. I was wondering where I was going so slow. I must have hit that when I hit my elbow. That really did hurt.